We got shirts on sale. Express your evolution and starter Pokemon love by buying an Evolution family shirt and Which One starter shirt. Link will be in the description below. Ground types? This is the typing you guys wanted? Well, I guess the comment with the most upvotes wins as always. So yeah, ground type Pokemon. I don't dislike any of these Pokemon. This video should be very positive as a lot of ground Pokemon are actually super adorable, aside from maybe one ground type Pokemon, which I think you guys are very familiar with. But I appreciate almost every other ground type Pokemon. I feel there should be at least one ground type Pokemon on each competitive team. They are so handy to have and those ground type moves are so powerful. Enough about my love about ground Pokemon though, let's talk about my opinions. Like always, every Pokemon will be given an opinion, all Mega Evolutions and forms included. At the end of the video, be sure to comment what typing you want to see next, and whatever typing gets the most upvotes will be next week's typing. Alrighty though, with that being said, let's hop right into my ground opinions. Sandshrew has always been super adorable to me. I think the nickname I give it is also super funny, Sandjobs. I still remember the episode where that one dude had a 100 win streak. That was the biggest level of poop I've ever seen with a Sandshrew. Sandslash, you mean Sank the Hedgehog. That joke is so old now, it's not even funny. Sandslash is cute though. I guess I love the claws it has. Nidoqueen is pretty majestic, but not as majestic as Nidoking. Its shiny also looks like vomit. I hope you're not eating as I said that. Look at this best team monster. I praise you a lot, don't I? Yeah, Nidoking has an amazing design, shiny, and it's a monster in the competitive scene and in playthroughs. I love Diglett's cry in the anime. It makes it sound like a busy worker underground. The Diglett cry reminds me of the 7 Dwarfs whistle from Snow White. I like Alolan Diglett. The hair is cute. The Pokemon Sun and Moon anime has also helped me appreciate it a lot too. Dugtrio helped me out a lot against Lieutenant Surge as a kid, especially because you could capture a level 31 being the highest level. It was over leveled and made Surge a cakewalk, so I appreciate Dugtrio and what it did. Once again, the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime helped me appreciate Alolan Dugtrio. The way how it was in a band with that hairdo just made me feel the old school music vibe that it gives off. I like old school music too a lot. I have a lot of bad memories getting lost in Mount Moon as a kid, and hearing this Pokemon's cry every 10 seconds on my screen was super hilarious. It annoyed me so much, and still to this day it does. But I mean, it's not a bad Pokemon for how common it was back in Kanto. I used one on my team a couple times, and it was actually really fun to use. I call all Gravelers Meatball Monster, because I don't know why. To me, it just looks like a meatball. I really enjoyed its design and the fantastic move pool it gets early on as well. If you choose to not evolve Graveler 2, it actually is still very good. Here's the real meatball Pokemon being Golem. I actually appreciate this Pokemon a lot because I was super excited when I was able to trade my Graveler over and evolve it into a Golem. It was my first traded evolution Pokemon and it was a blessing to have on my team. A big giant rock snake? Who doesn't think this is cool looking? I mean, not as cool as Steelix, but I mean, it's still pretty cool. Every time I see or hear about this Pokemon, it makes me very emotional. After seeing Pokemon Origins, it makes me appreciate Cubone a lot more and know the struggles it went through after losing its mother. Cubone's also really fun to use on a team. I've used one quite a few times in Crystal playthroughs and it's always been a pleasure. Rip to Cubone's mother. This brave mom defended herself against Team Rocket after being killed. I mean, it's cruel what Team Rocket did, but you gotta admit, Team Rocket makes the evil an evil team. Rhyhorn is a pretty awesome Pokemon design-wise. It's a rock rhino-like Pokemon and I appreciate rhinos a lot, so why not? I did a theory a couple years ago with Hoops and Hip Hop as to why this Pokemon can learn Surf. It was a fun video to look back on. The research was pretty spot on to be honest, especially with the origin it was based on. This cute little Pokemon has no arms and is the derpiest water Pokemon I have ever seen. Being derpy isn't a bad thing at all. If anything, it makes it even more adorable. The water and ground typing was also introduced through this Pokemon as well, and I appreciate it that much more for this reason. What really stumps me though, is that Wooper can still learn Ice Punch even without arms. That doesn't make any sense. Quagsire is a step up from the cute little derp Wooper, and I have to say, I love it a lot. What really stumped me though as a kid, as whenever I tried using an electro type on it, it wouldn't work because of its ground typing. As a kid, I thought my game was broken. I love Gligar and its entire evolution design. It's cute, adorable, and Ash's was a little derp on top of all that. I tried using a Gligar in Gen 2 though, and unfortunately though, it didn't work out all that well, but I still like it. Steelix is my second favorite steel and ground type Pokemon. It's a giant metallic snake. How cool is that? Like dang, and then Brock later evolved his Onix into this thing and it was awesome to see. Brock had a Mega Steelix in the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime and it was so cool to see it in action. I love how the rocks kind of just magnetized to it in its design as well. I remember Dawn had a Swinub and I remember it was super cute. It could sniff out hot spring pools with its cute little snout. It's an even bigger and less cuter Swinub, but I mean, hey, it's not that bad of a design, I guess. I remember Price had one and I one-hit it every time I went up against him with any of the Johto starters I had. Shoutouts to my boy, Fampy Samuel. He's been a sub since 2015, I appreciate the support you've given me over the years. He's shown me how great Fampy is and it's my favorite ground type along with its evolution. Donphan is my favorite ground-type Pokemon. I love how they introduced it in the beginning of Pokemon the first movie. I remember seeing it and wondering what kind of Pokemon it was. It was so slick looking, I knew I wanted to use it one day. Gold and Silver for sure had some of the best Pokemon designs out there. What makes me mad though, is that Donphan can't learn Dig in Generation 2, and that cripples it a lot. Ash's Larvitar was super cute when it hatched from its egg. I wish he could have just kept it. It was well worth keeping, but Ash is dumb, so. Not a huge fan of Pupitar. I think it's Pupitar at this point. Tyranitar is the best out of the three though, that's for sure. Not as cute as Quagsire, but I appreciate the times it got me through Watson's gym as a kid. It destroys him so much. That ground typing makes it so good to use in Hoenn. Swampert is the best Hoenn starter when it comes to playthroughs, and with the typing of water and ground, it should be obvious as to why it is. I also love its design and shiny. Mega Swampert, more like Swampert on roids. Its design is a little much, but I appreciate the Swift Swim ability. Definitely an interesting approach to run with a Mega. I honestly forgot Nincada was a ground type. It's cute though, I guess. I love the way it evolves into Shedinja. Numel has always been a very interesting Pokemon to me. I love the little hump it's got on its back. Camerupt is literally the portable volcano Pokemon. I love it because of that. It's like taking Hawaii on the go. I also like the name Monoloa for the volcano. It has such a cool design, yet it's so terrible and competitive. Mega Camerupt honestly had so much potential, and it turned out so horrible. Don't get me wrong, I love Trapinch and think it's super cute, but the grind to evolve it into Vibrava is treacherous and exhausting. But once you evolve it, it's so much more worth it. I remember I snagged a Vibrava on my first playthrough Pokemon Coliseum. It evolved into Flygon in no time and it was fun to use. Man, they did you dirty, huh, buddy? Artist block my butt. You deserve so much better. I promise one day you will get a Mega Evolution or something that unveils your potential. You will reveal to all of us the kind of potential you truly have. Wow, I actually kind of forgot about Barbuch. There's just nothing about it that stands out. Whiscash, on the other hand, stands out to me a lot more because of the Mystery Dungeon games. There was the Whiscash pawn, and the Whiscash of that pawn had so much knowledge. It was super impressive to say the least. I didn't have much to say about the Baltoy line before, as I didn't really care for it. However, I will say its origin is really neat, being based on clay dolls from ancient Japan. That goes for clay doll as well. I don't have too strong of an opinion about it, but the ancient Japanese clay dolls it's based on are really interesting looking. Makes me respect the line a bit more. I like Groudon, but I don't like it as much as Kyogre or Rayquaza. Still though, it's pretty powerful. It's got a cold prime evolution, but I think Kyogre's is better. Make its design like Detective Pikachu's, and then we'll talk. I don't really care about any of the Wormadon forms, to be honest. The concept is cool for sure, but I just think they're okay at best. Mothim though, however, is adorable. Gastrodon is a dope Pokemon. Out of the two, I prefer the pink West Sea version. Fun fact, Shellos and Gastrodon were supposed to be Gen 3 Pokemon, but weren't put in because they ran out of time. They definitely always felt like home Pokemon to me, design-wise, so that actually really makes a lot of sense. This little Landtrick is so derpy and adorable. I loved Ash's in the anime and how it always accidentally hurt Piplup with its Draco Meteor. I don't dislike Gabite at all, but its design is just okay for me. It certainly does feel like a step in between Gible and Garchomp. Now Garchomp is pretty cool. I like the land shark concept fully realized and how it's very similar looking to a hammerhead shark. It's also really solid in competitive battling, which of course it is. However, Garchomp's Mega Evolution is just so useless and unneeded. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still good and competitive, all things considered, but its original form is just so much better to use. I'll never understand why they chose to make it slower. That 10-point difference is why it's not even worth using. Also, that jawline is just so strong, it creeps me the hell out. I'm not a huge fan of this Pokemon, but I guess the design is cute. I loved setting up Sand with this thing in Generation 5 along with Excadrill. The dynamic duo with these two Pokemon was incredible to run. Hippowdon with Slack Off is also super annoying and toxic. Oh yeah, you run Toxic on it too. Make it even more annoying. I like most of the Gen 4 evolutions a lot, but man, Rhyperior is just hot garbage. Its design is just blah, and it just sucks really bad. Really the only thing it was useful for was giving Rhydon the ability to use Eviolite and be better in it. What a sad fate for this Pokemon. I love using Gliscor in competitive. Toxic Heal is one of the most fun abilities to run on it, and I love pissing off opponents with it. Ash's Gliscor was also super cool to see come back and win against Paul. Good times. Dawn had a Mamoswine, and it surprisingly did super well in contests and whatnot. Like, wow. What I really love about Mamoswine, though, is its design and how it performs in competitive. I have never been disappointed with Mamoswine ever. I will always use one in my OU team, no matter what. Drillbur is a great little guy. Definitely a big difference between it and Diglett. I don't have really too much else to say about him. Now, Excadrill is a Pokemon I can talk about a lot. It's got a fantastic design, a nice shiny that reminds me of those Jazz Paper Cups, and it's an absolute beast in competitive. I used to run it all the time in Gen 5, making sand teams, and getting that double speed boost of Sand Rush, ooh, it was awesome. It was so easy to take people out. In addition to that, it was such a joy to be able to put this thing on a best team, as it definitely deserved to be there. I don't really remember much about the Pokemon Black and White anime. I only know Ash had a Palpitoad help out on his team against Elisa, I think. I really don't remember much, to be honest. Its design is meh, but I guess the typing is cool. Seismitoad is a pretty cool design. Although, I gotta say, reading some of the Pokedex entries make me feel a little queasy. Yeah, you're pretty gross, my guy. Ash's Sandile in the anime was so cool with its sunglasses. It's the reason I name all of my Sandile shades, which I spelled the Z to make them sound cooler. Croc Rock is pretty cool. He's just a bigger croc with the same cool shades. Crocodile is again another example of Gen 5 having top tier designs despite what haters say. One thing I want to point out is that its shiny made me realize how small and beady its eyes are. Definitely looks more intimidating with its regular color palette. I love this ugly little derp, and I wish more people liked it. Japan really does surprisingly, so I guess there's still hope for it. Not saying this is bad by any means, but Golett really reminds me of a Digimon for some reason. Maybe it's the eyes? I think it has some pretty cool lore too, being made by ancient scientists and being powered by an unknown energy source. I wonder if we'll ever find out what it is, although I kind of have a theory on that. Golurk is such a cool Pokemon in every sense. It's got a great design, great shiny, and great lore to boot. Unfortunately, it's not great to battle with. That's honestly such a shame since it has an amazing move pool to choose from. Unfortunately, being slow with pretty much average stats and everything other than attack really hinders it. I don't know what can be done to help this guy out, but I hope something can because it would be such an awesome Pokemon to use in battle. Ah yes, the broken Pokemon if competitive being Landorus Incarnate. I use this Pokemon in Draft League format and it was crazy good. That's all I pretty much have to say about it. While it's not as good as the Incarnate, that brokenness did carry over to the Therian form. In fact, it really did carry over to the TCG apparently, as its EX is really good at one point in time, according to my editor. Looks like the Pokemon Company really wanted to stay true to Landorus' roots. Like I mentioned last week, Diggersby is such a waste of time and potential for a Bunnelby evolution. I don't like the design at all, and I feel there are plenty of people on my side with this one too. Oh well, maybe we'll get a better rabbit Pokemon Sword and Shield. Score bunny. I don't have super strong opinions on any of the Zygarde forms, so I'm just gonna bundle all three of them into this one entry. 10% is a very good boy, 50% is a pretty cool snake, and finally the complete form is the best of the three, looking like a Gundam. I like Mudbray, he's a cool little donkey. Mudsdale's pretty cool as well. It's nice to have some more awesome looking horse Pokemon. It was featured in the best team and pulled through pretty well. It's a shame it doesn't get much love for battling elsewhere though. People love to hate on an inanimate object Pokemon, but I love this little pile of sand. It's so adorable with the little shovel on its head. Also, its shiny being based on Hawaiian black sand is super freaking dope. There's just really nothing bad that you can say about this Pokemon. That especially goes for Palossand. The idea of taking a haunted castle and making it a haunted sandcastle was just brilliant. The name being a pun in English, being a pile of sand, as well as in Japanese being read as, that's a castle, huh, is also really clever. To me, it feels as if they're poking fun of the people that think Pokemon are lazy and are nothing more than objects are based on. Well, I applaud you, Game Freak. Good job on this one. Also, thank you for keeping the black sand shiny for Palossand. It's pretty amazing. Well, that pretty much wraps up my opinions on all the ground-type Pokemon. No Pokemon really gotten hate on this unless your name is Torterra. I mean, yeah, sure, I don't like some of the designs, but none of the negative talk was all that bad. Ground Pokemon will always hold a special place in my heart though, especially Donphan. What a dope Pokemon. What are your favorite ground types though? Let me know in the comments below, as well as the typing you want to see me cover next. As always, the typing with the most upvotes in the comments will be the one I cover next. If you enjoyed the video, why not leave a like and subscribe to my channel with notifications on, that way you never miss an upload. If you want to support me further, consider following my Twitch where I stream a lot of Pokemon content and Nintendo content like shiny hunting, showdown battles, Explorers of Sky, Zelda, Fire Emblem, Smash Brothers, Borderlands, you name it, I play it. Want to support me further and gain cool perks? Check out my Patreon. Daniel Leone, Lady Crimson, Pal491, The Lazy Leo, Matthew Young, Awesome Lego, Jarrett Weezosted, and Sodden Grider did, and I want to thank them personally for going above and beyond. It means the world to me. I think I'm gonna wrap this up though. I'm Mr. Gumbrian, and I will see you in the future for more awesome Pokemon content.